With some sort of a Braccus Rex bolt. Someone's lit torches here. Ah, God. Magical wall. List witch. The statue. And treasury. Trump Doy's soul jar. Gratiana's soul jar. Necromancer Quick's soul jar. And at least 2 others. Wand. But I'm guessing this is the goal. But is this an entrance or an exit?
Well, don't you look like hell? Swallowed something that doesn't agree with you? Tell me, was it a demon's nice, big pecker?
Not sure. Don't know much about my character's past history, so I can't rule that out. I don't see much point in exchanging threats here, so ignore his childish comments and tell him you know there's a treasure buried here. Demand he tell you where it is.
Oh, you poor thing. You really think I'm going to answer to you, don't you? We both know who's really in charge, don't we?
And once it's strong enough, you'll be little more than a meat carcass for it to use however it pleases.
Leave this fool be.
Till next time, meatbag.
Why is it so obvious to everyone else what the thing inside Losa is? No.
Here today, gone tomorrow.
An illusion.
Illusionary wooden crate.
This fellow must be quite proud of himself.
Any chance you could spot them maybe? No, they're just all trapped. Getting frozen is perfectly safe though. As long as I don't do this in a fight, we should be fine. Also, this is clearly a path forward. So, illusionary again. Yeah. This is sort of ruined by the fact that it's clearly marked on the map that this is the passable area. So, the entire point is ruined. Auto save. So, where are we gonna have this fight? This could be a good. Yeah, there's a lot of elevated areas on both sides of this, so that's probably the ambush. It's sort of like the chest-high walls in sort of a cover-based shooter games. You just know what's coming the moment you see those. Here it's ledges on the side of a path. An ambush. Also the autosave sort of gives it away. I feel like there are more better ideas here than actual the implementation of these suffers a little bit. Without the autosave, you could easily walk into the ambush. Without the map being obviously just made apparent to you, you might not actually realize that there's an illusionary bridge there for some time and so forth. But the actual implementation of these other mechanics in the game or systems ruins the entire thing. Okay, climb up. Shocking.
Didn't I tell you to leave? Wasn't I clear that you're not welcome here? You can't teach a fool anything.
Shocking. Super shocking. They're all the same guy though. Yeah, Trump killer. Are they the same guy? Undead, resistance to water and earth, and poison heals. A lot of skills: pyrokinetic, hydrosophist, arrow, theurge, geomancer, necromancer, all at level 3. Warfare and scoundrel. Scoundrel. They look all genuine to me. The caster is the best. Ha 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 ha. I think this guy's an illusion because he looks like
You're not
that.
trying to escape, are you?
Yeah. You don't really know it until you attack. I'm not sure if I even got any experience out of him. So he's not really an opponent for us. I don't think he can attack us either if we go on the other ledge. Right, if we get into attack range, we can also teleport him.
I'm ready. Glory is mine.
Looks like another illusionary guy. But what does it really matter? He sort of seems like he's preparing to attack the ambush location more than the actual location of our guys. Wrong. to get a little bit closer. Too far away, my ass. Well, I think we should pull back then entirely. There's gonna be electricity attacks next. Well, we can do it this way too. Restoration should... yeah, undead should be damaged by just throwing restoration on them. Right. Don't need to do anything fancy before that.
I'll yield to none.
$1,200. We'll have the range advantage now. Global cool. Moving around now is very risky. Just another illusion. Right, what I want to try is, this might backfire, but Bloodsucker. It is a heal, but I'm not sure if it's a restoration magic in the same sense as normal heal is. So we might heal him. Alternatively, we'll kill him. Yeah, it's an actual heal. That's actually good in a way, because if you would make a solo undead character, you could heal it through blood or poison. So you'd have two ways to heal it. So we probably would, if we... How about Decaying Touch? Would that make a difference? Yeah, it's not guaranteed that it would, but it does with the living creatures, so I don't see why it wouldn't with the undead creatures. The undead restoration does damage. It is somehow different from having the decayed attribute added to you or debuff. I'm not sure what the difference is, but there's clearly a difference. Treasure chest. Right, interesting in a way. Got the experience, no loot, but oh no 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 no. Is it a trap though? Well, it's not like I'm not going to open it regardless of what it is. I'm not sure why that would be any different from the other illusions. Shocking.
That was even easier than I thought. That was even easier than...
Poor little puppet slave. Somewhat brain dead, aren't you? Let me explain. In the real world, treasure doesn't simply appear from on high.
But it sort of does though.
Poor fool.
Okay, if you're the real one, can I see something different about him?
Poor idiot.
Is he the real one though? He's the real one, how can he just appear here? Huntsman, Arrow Third, Necromancer.
Poor idiot.
I think I might be making a mistake assuming that he's somehow different from the other illusions. This is passage. Well, hidden in the sense that it's clearly marked on the map. Again, sort of negating the entire
I see a trap nearby.
purpose of that of the hidden part of the passage. Well-worn chest. The other was ornate chest, the illusionary one.
Look out!
Careful.
I see a
I've
trap
spotted a trap.
nearby.
Yeah, you guys, I don't think these guys have any self-preservation instinct as far as traps go, so we'll have to be careful. Right, did not trigger it. Fortified, gold, large hammer, which is slightly better than our current hammer, which is actually all that you... No. We would maybe gain 1 point of extra damage, but we will lose critical hit chance entirely. Could be another trap.
Careful! I've spotted a trap.
Right, it's a electricity trap in the water. Similar to the first one. It's a rat, probably. Sliver. It's moved. The tomboy doesn't move. It is in fact a rat. No, 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 no. Hold your horses. A lot of water here again.
What?
Ask if he knows anything useful about the dungeon.
It's a riddle, isn't it? A conundrum. What's it? You'll have to solve.
Mused that a clue to this riddle wouldn't go amiss.
I thought you looked clueless, alright? Thing is, it's about the letters, isn't it? One for each thing. Easy.
Letters in it, one for each thing. Okay. Thank the rat on the presumption that this will prove helpful.
Yeah, sure. Hope you don't die. Well, nice to meet you too.
This is more what I expected from Pet Pal. Clues and tips. So you don't have to use your own brain. I'm hoping for at least one quest with some decent loot from it. Otherwise it's definitely going to be dumped from the solo playthrough immediately. I'm going to go to the right, so what's on the left then? It's a long passage. Well-worn chest again. Are well-worn chests the ones you can actually loot? Ah, water balloon, thanks. Ones that actually are real. So this is an old site, well-worn. Anything that is in bad condition is real. Illusionary is in new good condition. Mysterious room. That sounds mysterious. Decorative swords. Shields and swords. Two doors. One doesn't go anywhere. Two well-worn chests and a worn-out chest. What's the difference? I would guess well-worn is the real one. Worn-out would be the fake one. Sort of inside the... no, hard to say. This is inside the ground, so it could also be... but well-worn has been good for us so far. A mirror.
You see yourself in the mirror. It's quite a sight.
Another crafting Bible. Spell recipes as far as I can tell. Runes. Bone dust, okay. Bone dust, pixie dust, and stardust is related to rune creation. I really have only one theoretical use for pixie dust. Two theoretical uses. One is enchanting the ink and feather to create maybe a tool to create magical scrolls. Another is the weird doll we got that looks like a voodoo doll. But I don't particularly feel like using them on anything, any real experimentation, if they're related to runes though. To me this seems like the percentage based boost on an item afterwards. So good item versus good item plus percentage based boost on it. It's runes probably make the difference between good gear and amazing gear. So if Bone Dust and Pixie Dust and Stardust are related to rune crafting, I don't want to waste any of them. Blinding Radiance, this was a good one. Also, holy shit, gold is used for that. So gold items, treasure items that you're supposed to just sell away are crafting items too. Fuck me. I dislike this system, mainly because of what's used for crafting. It's another goddamn newbie trap, that's what it is. I wonder what the really good ones use. Rabbit's Paws. Favorable Wind. Panties. Seriously. Actually, I feel sort of good about this, because I sort of started with the plan in mind that I'm gonna ignore crafting, and I feel like it's a good choice. It is a very good choice, because this is very useful for a second playthrough. This is... I don't want to hold on to everything, and it clearly is now evident that pretty much every piece of item, treasure, item, money, types of items, everything is potential crafting item, and that's a bad thing. I wonder if the goddamn art pieces are crafting items too. Wouldn't be shocked at this point. It's a stupid choice, but I think these are good looking plates. They probably have some value. There's gold here. It might have some positive consequences though. How do you get money? Do you sell all the potential good crafting stuff, or do you actually invest in money making skills? Previously, I saw no reason to invest in money making skills. Why on earth would you? But in this one, I do see the value in that. So the sensibility. Door leads nowhere, so it's probably a trap. Shocking.
You come to find. You come to search. But you won't find the way. A pity.
Statue of Illusions. Suggest that if it helps you, you just might.
I cannot help you. I only give the questions. I do not answer them. Braccus has willed it. Trompe-l'oeil must abide. You have met the unfortunate guardian of this vault.
Say yes, you have.
Fate has been unkind to Trompe-l'oeil, and so has Braccus Rex. Do you wish to move forward?
Yes.
Listen closely and make your attempt. Braccus is a bloody, rotten, thieving, very, very awful fellow. Some even call him a cur. A cur is...
Very awful, rotten, rotten, bloody, awful, very bloody, awful. It's the letters, isn't it? Is it acre or C-U-R? It is the C-U-R because there's only 3 words. Braccus X bloody, rotten, thieving, very, very awful, feral. C has to be very because there's only... it's 2 times here and it's 2 times here. So, very starts this. So it's very awful rotten or very bloody awful. Bloody is B. No B here, so it has to be very awful rotten.
Either you're very good at guessing or the slightest bit clever. Let's find out for certain. Listen closely and make your attempt. Source is a scourge, a devil, a misery, a blight, a hex, a curse. And yet, the cure is...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And yet the cure is... What is... C would be... a hex. There's only one hex.
Perhaps you're not totally incapable after all. Or maybe Trompdoy told you the answers, is that it? Is he hoping you'll... It doesn't matter in any case. The path is open. Go freely.
Questions?
I know little, but you have proven yourself a knowing traveler. I will answer what I can.
Genuinely useful rat at this time though. This is type of a puzzle that's hard to know if you would have gotten it without the tip. Very easy with the tip, but if you just don't make the connection, it's easy to see myself getting stuck on that for a while at least. Well, at the same time, maybe not for too long. I mean, it's because you don't have to answer the riddle. You have to choose between a couple of options, so you get the idea because of what the options are. They limit the possible answers so drastically that you have to get the connection fairly quickly. Ask what he meant when he said Trompdoy was kept here by Braccus Rex.
Braccus Rex has charged him, tried him, convicted and punished him. I know not the crime, but he has been sentenced to remain in this vault for all time and to prevent others from entering. Trompdoy was, and is, a creative man. He knew petty magic in his day, but this he has used to carve this place out from a simple vault, myself included.
Refer to his second riddle and ask what he meant by the cure to source.
Braccus Rex discovered the way. This he researched here, upon this isle. He could remove the source from any creature or individual. I saw the stars he used myself. They were most impressive.
We're probably gonna get level up from this place. Much more rewarding place than I initially thought. Who wants to trigger the trap here? Ooh, didn't see that coming. Also, what is the point of this little trap that never penetrates your armors? At least in the first game you would have to use some healing to recover from this. So you have to do something. Here you just have to walk away and nothing happened. Why is the desk illusionary? Everything is illusionary probably. Right. I think there's sort of the traps were mostly sort of worthless in the first game already. In the second game they seem to be increasingly worthless because of the auto-regenerating armor system. It seems like they're sort of just using traps as you would use in a real world logically. But it doesn't work with the in-game damage mitigation and protection systems. They're just trivial. It won't work. Okay, which one is real? My guess is on the well-worn chest. Silver cup. If this isn't a crafting item, I'll probably very wrong at that point. Yeah. Well-worn, 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 well-worn. There's another trap. Clear illusionary paths. Yeah, we have an ambush location, probably ambush location, and it'll trigger when we go here. Any way to bypass that? No, 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 no! Jesus Christ. What the fuck is happening? It's because we were tied to the dwarf as a group. So dwarf started to run here, and once this fight starts, the Beal started to run to the dwarf. So absolute fuck up. Trumpdoy Cursed, level 6. Level 5. Level 5. What's so special about you? Permanent Curse. A lot of negatives. Opportunist, Undead. Huntsman, Aerothirst, Necromancer. He has the same skills as the guy that appears and we talk to. Is he the actual one then? I'll take... yeah, too many points to reach him. Our dwarf is in a bad position at the moment, but he's also the tankiest of us, so I don't care too much. Not bad. It's not like I don't know where he is here.
I'll yield.
This guy, we really can't do anything to him anymore. So I guess we should focus on that one. He threw a water balloon at me.
Glory is mine.
Much I can do here. By the time I can act, it would have been better for me to just move. On the other hand, by the time I can act, I can do a lot of things.
Are you confused? Or do you always want this done?
Yeah, my guess is that he's the real one. He shouts at me, same as the original one. But what can I do?
Glory is mine! I'm ready!
Not actually sure what the significance of illusionary things is here, because even we know this is illusionary, but it doesn't matter at all. He's still dangerous, can do damage. I can't disperse him. But illusionary, we've been beating on this one for a while, and he's not showing the same signs. Okay. You cannot be stunned. Stop being stunned.
Glory is mine.
Oh, I didn't realize how badly damaged we were. Can't do much yet.
I'll yield to none.
Save the points. 13 points of damage. Easy enough.
Prepare yourself!
Except he's illusion, so he's not gonna do any crushing damage. Well, bouncing shield then. Huge success. Small flame rune, poison dart, ribbon. It's a bell. Alchemist breeches, magical metal shield, money, Trumpstone's hatchet, and band of Braccus. Called to the touch, this ornate ring once belonged to Braccus Rex. With the band is inscribed the name Cassandra, the soul-forged twin he turned into an undead lich to prolong his power. Indistinct, malevolent whispers issue from the stone. Set cursed. Intelligence, constitution, right. Probably shouldn't be using that.
As you pick up the ring, you feel a cold, dark pain shoot up your arm. Your mind itches. You don't hear, but feel a whisper in your ear. It tells you to slip the ring onto your finger.
Yeah, that seems like a horrible idea though. Like pretty much the worst possible thing you could do. Have a horrible thing. Still, the game goes out of their way to sort of encourage me to do it, so might be interesting if nothing else. Water wand, yeah, it's better than the fire wand. I'd say I'm actually not sure. This is probably better. The thing is, air damage also electrifies things, and that doesn't always go just in your favor. Also, it has a 5% critical hit chance increase, which would make it nice, but I don't know. I sort of feel like I'm gonna just regret having the air damage in the attack. Whatever. Much better shield again. Inflict poison on contact. Not sure if that's a good thing, but it'll damage 24 to 27. 32 to 36. Yeah, the bouncing shield attack is probably one of the better attacks at this point. There's more damage than the two-handed weapon, and its range, and it bounces to nearby targets. Alchemist breeches. This is fantastic for you. Yes. Hit point belt. Well, this is decent for anyone, really. It's fine. Who needs the poison dart? Red Prince does not have a proper ranged attack at the moment. In order to use it though, we would have to give up better things in my opinion. So yeah, you could use some memory. Like a single point. And more strength. Three points available. Don't know where to use them. Well, warfare is a fairly safe bet. It also increases all physical damage. Current damage is 30 to 33. 32 to 34. Maybe another two-handed. The problem is this is pretty straight up physical damage, and the effect would be probably a point. Alternatively, they could buy something truly amazing. Also, maybe someone should actually take the leadership. It's not a big thing, but dodge and resistances all around. I think we have more valuable things we can take at the moment. You need to keep taking strength, and intelligence, and constitution, and memory, so yeah. I'll take one memory now and one strength. I'm not sure the strength is a sensible thing. We do a lot, or rather don't do all that much damage through physical attacks. We just don't. We do probably better through casting. So what's the point in massively investing in strength? I don't see the benefit. What do we want? Shocking touch, maybe some rain. We do have some free spells, so the rain would work fairly well with those. Alternatively, extra magical damage. The problem with these is they're all fairly close range. But whatever. Three from gear. That's nice. Okay. You. Things should be clear with you. We want more Scoundrel and Polymorph, but do we want it now? We might want a third skill of some sort too, but I'd have to have a specific goal for it. Again, she's an important damage dealer. A lot of it comes from wits, but most will still come from finesse. I'd like a natural 20 finesse. Do we need more skills? I think we need more memory. Dual wielding, damage and dodging. It's not exactly great. Leadership offers more for everyone but the leader guy. This would be good for him, I think. Because he's always in the thick of things. Critical multiplier increase, I'll take that. It's a pretty direct damage boost, basically. What about your sorry ass? We could always use more memory. Can't even afford the current skills. I don't think that should be the goal though. Never try to get all the skills. A lot of skills, the intelligence is basically worthless though. They're not damage skills. At the same time, I can't ignore the damage. Or healing power or whatever it happens to be. It is useful. I could take the leadership. The problem with this is all allies in an 8-meter radius, and I'm quite often far away from our own group. They're doing their own thing and I'm supporting from the rear, so I'm not the correct guy to have leadership. Well, I am going to take more necromancy and hydrosophist at some point. Maybe more pyrokinetic. So it wouldn't be a horrible idea to invest in them a little bit. I'm gonna need at least a third point to be able to afford the next stage of skills anyway. It'll boost their effectiveness a little bit. Also, I'm not gonna be sitting on half a dozen skill points. I'm not so sure about the extra memory slots though. I mean, yeah, they're useful, but I can't even cast all that many things in any individual fight. This is more or less just me not knowing how to build a good set of skills that I can use. So I want to just dump everything in there. And I sort of want to be lazy, so I don't have to switch skills from fight to fight. But do we really need so many memory slots? And I'm not sure we do. I'm going to keep one point unused. I might want to choose something else for equipment. For example, shields would require a constitution, and my physical armor is catastrophically bad. Also, I'm not using the wands really, so I would do much better with simply having a shield that requires constitution. Actually, I'll do that right now. We'll keep the water wand and a shield. So, massive improvement in our defenses, and probably in like 95% of the fights I wouldn't be using the wand attacks anyway. So why on earth hold on to the mini wand when we could get a lot of survivability instead? Right. I don't want to use the Ring of Braccus Rex right now. At the same time, the game isn't subtle about it. It really wants us to use it.
That's plenty.
You made it all this way.
Though you're not exactly dead. Agree that you did, but no thanks to him.
I'm sorry.
He trembles and seems to shudder with a quiet sob.
I'm cursed, you know. Bloody Braccus bound me here to protect his vault. He has my soul in that jar just there, and I can't leave without it. As long as the jar stays unbroken, I can never truly die.
Ask what he did to earn such a punishment.
I don't rightly know. This was the Source King's way. Befriend you, then destroy you. I was a fool to expect I'd be an exception. His favor was intoxicating. That's no excuse, but it is the reason.
Agree to help him to break his soul jar.
Really? You would?
He drops to his knees before you and grabs onto your feet with both hands, head hanging.
Thank you.
4200 XP. We got a dagger, a rune, some money, and poison flask, plus one of these. Blade Finger. It seems like an okay sword, but he's not relying on too much on that sword either. Hat of Spellcasting, with an arrow surge. It's fine. Sturdy Sabatons. For clutches, initiative and fire resistance, poison resistance, movement. I sort of like the boots actually. I'd have two guys who could potentially use them. They're probably better than what we have currently, at least. The dagger is better than our current weapons. Or is it? Yes, damage-wise it is. It gives extra finesse, but we would lose 3 points of initiative, and that's a big loss. I think I could replace the Hallorn Blade. It has good damage, but that's all it has. The extra finesse will probably be enough to counter that. Yeah, damage didn't change. We got a suffocating effect that might work. Also, it has a rune slot, so in that sense it's better. This requires strength. Yeah, it's much better. Much better. The main problem with everything here is that they're percentage based. So even the best one would basically be 1, maybe 2 points of fire damage at most. So it's just wasted basically, unless you're really interested in the elemental effect. Damage wise it's a waste. We are looking at a decent amount of money potentially here. Yeah, this is an ornate chest instead of a worn chest. A small rock rune. Maximum vitality plus 9, or resistance, or damage. It looks like the runes have replaced the essences entirely in this game. Essences were used for enchanting equipment and making scrolls. Now they're only useful for making scrolls. Runes are for equipment upgrades. Heart of the Tyrant, chest armor.
Good find.
Another artifact. Wonder how many of there are. Hammer from the fiercest of blacksmith forges. Only this armor could both withstand and protect the dark heart and burning ambition of Braccus Rex. It is slotted. It has physical armor, magical armor, fire resistance, warfare, and it is without a doubt cursed in some way. So how is it cursed?
It's been cursed.
Yeah, we're burning. Okay, that's a minor downside to it. Unless you actually heal from fire. But if to achieve those type of resistance numbers, this armor would be irrelevant at that point anyway. What's the point of gathering these? A scorching aura burns from the heart of the tyrant. It may be too hot to handle. Find the rest of the armor. Boots, armor. So boots, armor. Potentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 5 or 6 if it's just the armor. Not sure if belt would be considered, but we already have a boots and armor, so at the very least the pants, probably the gloves, likely a helmet. We'll have to keep an eye out on where we actually find these. I mean, are they random loot items, or are we going to find them in specific places? We have to hunt them down later on. like we're missing a piece or two, might give us an idea where to look. Although I think the first item piece was found in the tower with the electrifying mist. There were two named guys there, but I don't particularly see anything special about the tower itself that would hide the Braccus Rex. Because the entire island is basically Braccus Rex's stuff. So more or less it could be anywhere on this island. Hopefully not quite so, otherwise they're gonna be a pain to track down. Money... new skill that we don't have. Masterwork Rune. And nice looking armor. I think Sebille is gonna get a new armor from this. It's mostly stuff for Sebille anyway. Ability to strike through defenses, physical armor. Pierces enemy physical armor and directly deals damage. I think this would be useful if you have a mostly magic using group. So you have an extra guy who has to be able to contribute. But doesn't want to hack the physical armor. So a few magic skills and an ability to just strike through. But this is not who we are, so I don't think that's particularly valuable. Unless there are specific type of enemies that have massive amounts of armor and very little health. There was a heavy armor. Solace. Slightly better, but it has strength, finesse, and pyrokinetic in addition to the raw stats, so yeah, it's somewhat better. Damage is 28 to 30. 29 to 31. Hurting wand.
Look at that wand. It hums with inner source.
Grant Purge. Number of uses 4 out of 4. Carved from an ancient metal-like material, the wand is heavier than it appears. Edge along the shaft is the symbol of the Source King, Braccus Rex. Needs an intelligence user to use it. What is a purge? Consume a corpse to gain a source point, or steal a source point from a living character. Set rain, resisted by magic armor. Number of uses 4 out of 4. Sorcery. So this would be enough to destroy a Shrieker. We found a Purging Wand in Braccus' vault. Now we can take on the Shriekers. Yes, we can take on 4 of them though. So maybe we can do better. Supernova skill book. That's a fire. So that goes to you. Explode, creating fire surface and dealing 60 fire damage on a large area around you, except areas blocked by obstacles. Very expensive to throw around. Probably would hurt our allies too, so I'm not too keen on it. Necromancer Rask Soul Jar, Necromancer Tamsin. So 3 Necromancer Soul Jar, Great Hyena's Soul Jar, and Oh, I think I already destroyed the Trumpdoy's soldier. Gratiana would be this priest in the Seeker Sanctuary.
The jar before you may have looked opulent once, but no longer. Now it's covered in grime, its paint chipped away, and its jewels long stolen. The soul jar rocks slightly, light flashing from underneath its lid. On its rim, you can just barely make out the name Gratiana.
Reach out and rest your hand on the jar.
As soon as you touch the jar's cracked surface, you see a vision of splendor, silks, fine food, and decadent lechery. But underneath it all lies bone and blood. The vision shifts. You see burning villages, slaughtered women and children. You see her, purging wand in hand, standing amongst it all. She throws her head back and laughter echoes in your skull. A shadow falls across her, and you see a large, weeping face. She reaches out as if to comfort, but Braccus drags her back. You see her fall into the mire of the swamp, trapped. As you pull your hand away, you can feel a deep, longing sadness in your soul. Is it regret, or just sadness for a life that used to be?
Remove the lid of the jar and absorb the soul inside. What exactly would that achieve? She told us to bring the jars back. I'll bring her jar back. I'm not sure I want to what to do with the other three. Slip the jar into your backpack.
Nice.
The terrible vision fades.
She should be damned until the end of time, or no one is beyond forgiveness. No one is beyond forgiveness. Whatever her sins, she can always redeem herself.
Gratiana's life was selfish and hedonistic. No mercy.
Whatever a person may have done in life, they can always be redeemed.
However her life began, it ended well. No one should be damned because of their youth.
Damned for all eternity is a long, long time. It's not like there are people out here out for blood for Gratiana. Right. Ignore the necromancer jars for now. I'll see if I can touch them and figure out more about them though.
This jar glitters and with a jerk, your mind is pulled to a scene in a tavern. You see a dwarf in the center of the room, joking us all around roar with laughter. All bar the zombies, who are slavishly serving food and drink. The door opens, and a tall, beautiful woman stalks into the room. She's flanked by heavily armed guards. You can't make out her words, but see the fear in the dwarf's eyes. The dwarf mutters a word, and the undead lurch towards the intruder, but are cut down like wheat. The dwarf tries to run, pushing her friends into the woman's path, but is grabbed before she can escape. As she's dragged away to a tower, you hear her cursing Braccus Rex and his whore. Even when she's thrown inside and the door sealed, you can still hear her shouts. You pull your hand away from the jar, your head swimming. You can feel the dwarf's cold terror still twisting in your gut.
Wonder if we just should take these now.
Nice.
The vision fades.
I'll go with everything can be forgiven in the right circumstances.
She must have been acting against Braccus Rex for him to have come for her like that.
Keeping the dead as slaves. What a disgusting display. She deserves every punishment she got.
Being locked in a tower was more kindness than any necromancer deserves.
The jar on the plinth before you seems ancient, but is in surprisingly good condition. It's covered in pictograms that you can't understand, but you're sure you just saw one of them move. The pictograms spin to life, and you're dragged into a dream. You see the lizards of the ancient empire turning their backs on you, casting you out into the wilderness. As you roam, the human apes turn away from you, all but one. One smiles, one opens his arms, one says he'll take you home. Braccus Rex. He promises power, for a price. He picks off your golden scales, one by one, stripping you down to the bone. He promised you a crown, but all you got was shackles. You try to fight, try to reclaim what's yours, but a woman takes you by the hand and leads you to a tower. He promised he'd take me home, you cry. You are home, she smiles as she seals the door. This is where you belong. Your hand drops away from the soul jar, your skin prickling.
Another tower.
The long-dead lizard's visions fade.
I'll go with the forgive option with everyone.
I can't help but sympathize with him. He just wanted to go home.
No amount of loneliness excuses wickedness. He helped a monster for selfish reasons.
What he did shames his people.
The soul jar stands on its plinth, glowing softly. From within, you can almost hear the whisper of a voice. You see, or rather, you feel, a far-off land. Frozen breath hangs in the air, pine needles brush your cheeks, and in your arms you can feel a weight. A body, dead. But you have hope. Your vision swims. You're older, but perhaps not wiser. You march at the head of a shambling host, the enemies of Braccus Rex melting before you. The scene twists again. Now Braccus stands before you, a beautiful woman at his side. You lash out in treasonous rage, but cold arms bind you. You're sealed away in a tower. Your screams fill the darkness.
So this is a third one with the tower.
You feel a jolt and open your eyes to see the soul jar before you, lying still in the vault. Your hand
Nice.
3 necromancers in a tower.
The necromancer's memories fade to black, but the feelings remain.
Forgive.
They may have been a necromancer, but they did not feel evil. Misguided, perhaps.
Anyone who marches at the head of an undead host deserves whatever punishment they get.
One must wonder how many more lives they took. How much misery the scum caused.
Okay, let's say he caused misery. I firmly believe every one of you would be just satisfied with their deaths. So is this supposed to be a forever life of a reward or forever life with punishment? So either way, it seems like a good solution would be to just smash the jars. Would put things to an end. Right, I think I'll more or less leave things here. Don't feel like testing the ring thing right at this second, and I'm not sure what will happen if we go to Gratiana with the soul jars, so we can leave the testing to that. Puffball. Right, we did get the Purging Wand though. That's something we could test out. We have a Shrieker location. There's no quick way to reach that though. Right, I think I'll hold my ass to a Media's Sanctuary and in there. What was that? There's some type of a creature there. Historian. Sounds like he could be someone who can tell us quite a bit about this place.
It's peaceful here, but I'll not be sorry to see the back of these swamps.
This might be a good place to test out with the ring too. Because of the Blessed theme, so no matter what happens, we're fairly safe here. Right